Let's go. And in this video, I wanted to talk about an idea that I thought of just today. Honestly, just today. Well, it was today. However, I did write this other article in Invent or Don't Invent. Okay, this is on Facebook. If you guys click on photos, then albums, you guys will look at my ideas in an organized manner. And right here it says swing doors to easily clear snow and ice. So if you guys click on this one, I thought of an idea where the driveway can have like these hydraulic doors. And it will basically, get rid of the snow. I don't know if it'll work, but anyways, I also thought about some alternatives. Obviously, this is how Facebook writes it, like in a condensed manner. But if we go to the edit album, you guys can see, like enters paragraphs. Like you guys can see it more organized. See all these bullet points. So that's one thing I don't really like about Facebook. See how they write it? They just jam everything together. It doesn't look professional. But other than that, it's okay. So okay, so I guess I can write it in this one. It says AI robot snow plower tank machine. Okay. Yeah, machine. Okay, and then number 4, I was thinking of like an AI robots snow compression compressor machine. Yeah, like a tank machine. Okay, so basically how this will work, it will be like kind of like when someone makes a snowball. So, and I was thinking about using hydraulics. So a compression hydraulic system. So I should probably specify that with hydraulics. Okay. So the machine will compress the snow into like ice cubes into ice cubes, solid ice cubes, and stored on the side of the property or wherever the law requires. We'll just say it like that for now, because people can make laws later on where people can store it or not. Also, I was thinking of possibly or possibly storing this this compacted snow into plastic water tanks to utilize basically use the water during summer days. Okay, so basically the snow will be compacted so freaking tight it'll be squeezed, and it'll make a solid like ice cube with with the hydraulic system, and they'll basically crush it, and smush it really really tight, and it will then place it like I'm thinking kind of like okay, let me show you guys an illustration through the internet, like um farming, agriculture, agriculture, machines, creating bundles of hay stacks of hay bundles, yeah, of hay. So similar to this, yeah, like this one. Okay, so that you people will be able to go outside and walk around, and the ice will just be solid cubes like this. Okay, so because I noticed that like people can't even go outside their homes and stuff. So whoops, hold on. Bundles of haystacks. Okay, so let's just look at some of these images. Obviously, I created it. I uploaded these images just for illustration purposes to show the driveway. But look at their front lawn. Their backyard is probably the same. And people don't have the money to melt it and to dispose of it. So a more affordable way to do this will be to compress the ice into solid cubes, and there's the AI robot lawnmowers. Okay, basically they zigzag kind of like the RoboVac inside the home that vacuums the carpet and the tile and the hardwood floors and stuff like that. Okay, so kind of like that idea in mind, and I guess different sizes can be sold to create these solid cubes. And honestly, I looked at it like this on a large scale, where these machines, like these tractors, are like kind of like taking these cubes in like forklifts and transporting them somewhere um, for research or for something creative. Okay, maybe for a company or whatever, or for the something that will benefit the community. Okay, something like that. Um, so like so yeah, like I kind of like just seen that picture today, and I even I wrote a note to myself, and I wrote ice idea, and basically it's for people living in snow conditions. Okay, so it's pretty much self-explanatory. Um, like you guys all have basic stuff like out here in California. Okay, we all have the clutter. We all have the basic tools and everything. Okay, the basic stuff. Um, but what we don't have, obviously, is the energy. The energy to melt the snow, because it'll either require too much fuel, like someone would have to do the work of keeping a fire going and melting all the ice and disposing of it, or melting it and permitting that water to go into water tanks for later use. That's also another possibility. But we're talking about electricity or fire, which I think for the average person, it is just too much money. At the end of the day, it will add up quick. Um, so I think a more affordable way for everyone would be to compress the ice, and making solid blocks. Because I've interacted with snow a few times in my lifetime, and when you grab it, it can get compressed. Okay, and I don't really know a lot of information regarding it, but obviously, you know, um, if you grab a handful, it could be squashed. So if we're using hydraulics, I don't know how much more it can be squashed and flattened. But that's the idea. Like, for all this snow right here, I don't know how many blocks will be created out of all of this. Okay? I've even thought of, I even thought of excuse me, of a machine that will actually create excuse me, of a machine that will create snowballs in in the same with the same idea, with compressing the crap out of it with hydraulics, so it could launch them away from your home into like a pile. So that's also another possibility. Okay, so there's different designs that you people can experiment with, and I mean, I kind of like this idea. Like, if you guys have a big, um, if you guys have a huge freaking yard or a public park or whatever the case might be, and then these ice cubes can be picked up later on and transported somewhere else. Excuse me. Um, and the like, if you guys have public parks out there, like in Alaska or whatever, um, you guys can have artificial turf and have these robots come out, compress all the ice, all the snow. I mean, all the snow, and like right behind it, it could have another tractor or something, um, stacking it up on another, like kind of like okay, there's another agriculture agriculture um harvester, um pumping pumping um like, let's say, potatoes into a into another truck, like this. Okay, so this tractor is um, filtering all the potatoes out of the dirt. The dirt falls, goes back onto the land, and only the potatoes get extracted, and then they are transported with a conveyor belt and dumped into another truck. Okay, um, so that's one thing that I can see, um, as well as another possibility. Um, you know, it's either that or just creating big blocks. Um, Away from everyone. And I don't know if they should be stacked on top of each other, because they could eventually slide off and hurt people. But if they're all on ground level, maybe separated or stacked right next to each other, um, eventually they would just melt, right? They could be stacked somewhere where there's like sewage or whatever the case may be, or they could be taken to a lake, or I don't really know. They could be taken to a reservoir or something. I don't really know. You know, um, like I never lived out there in the snow, so I don't really know what to really think or what to conclude. Like if I was actually living out there. Okay, so I mean, I'm doing my best to try to come up with some ideas. Um, but yeah, pretty much that's all. That's all that there is to this idea. Um, because my brother was telling, well, I got the idea because my mom was telling me that my brother has to come out every single day and clean out his driveway. And if people who are living out there in the snow and they don't clean out their driveway from like the snow with if they don't clean out, like if they don't clean off the snow from their driveway, I heard that they can get penalized. They can get written up, or um yeah, they can receive a ticket for not compliance, for not complying. So it'll be a non-compliance ticket or whatever for not, you know, cleaning up the driveway from the ice. So, um, so if you guys have a machine that would do the same thing as let me see, I have a picture here, I believe. Yeah, like one of these machines. So instead of the machine, just like spraying, dumping the snow to the side, it will collect it and compress it, um, and turn it into a block. And this kind of looks like something that I'm kind of envisioning, but it could be any shape. It could be a circle. It could be whatever is more affordable and easier to maintain, for everyone. Okay, that way you guys will be able to have grass, I think, during the snow season. You guys won't have to live like this. I don't know. I don't know if there's any, because by looking at these pictures, it doesn't seem like there's any leaves. So maybe it's like fall, like out here in California, where all the leaves fall. Because maybe these trees go doormats, like they freeze or whatever. So even if you guys did have grass, um, it will most likely be dead during the winter. Um, but like I said, I don't really know. I don't live out there. But look at this tree. Oh, this is a pine tree. But still, if you guys have artificial lawns, artificial trees, or pine trees like these, like evergreens, then your guys' property will look really nice and inviting, and you guys will have that curb appeal. Um, and maybe um, if you guys think of creative ideas as a community, wherever you guys are at, that are dealing with snow like this, if you guys can think of um, ways to to use these ice cubes, these solid ice cubes, maybe they can go and pick them up and take them to another site. Around the area, but they could technically transport them, and it's basically like waste management. Okay, they go every single week and they pick up the trash. Okay, every single week. It never fails. So, just like haystacks in a trailer, flatbed, like kind of like this. Technically, the snow can be, transported. I mean, the most safest way possible, because obviously this looks like an accident ready to happen if it was ice cubes, right? That would be a very, very dangerous job. So it would have to be something maybe like this, yeah, like something that won't slide off. So thinking about that type of stuff as well, because I don't know, I don't know everything, but something like this, they'll go pick up the ice, load it in a truck or something, and they'll take it away from the neighborhood, the community, but they will take it somewhere else where it won't really affect what is it called? Like, is it called ecosystem? Ecosystem snow. Okay, so um the ice can be transported somewhere, maybe like, I'm thinking maybe where the all the snow eventually gathers, like kind of like a lake, or I'm thinking more like a lake, like a pond, because when the summer comes, you guys want that water to be there. You guys don't really want to place these things in a river, next to a river, because that snow will eventually melt away and go back into the ocean, unless that's what you guys need, and if that's what you guys desperately want, because you guys get a ton of snow, like like a ton of feet of snow, and sending some of it to the ocean with no effort at all, besides collecting it and transporting it to next to a river and leaving it there to melt on its own. then that's one way to do it, but I don't know if it will affect, like, because right now we have a lot of things with global warming, so I think it could be like a contributor to global warming if we place all this snow in a river, because that snow will eventually, water will eventually just go back to the ocean, and fast, expediated, like an expedited process, as opposed to having leaving the snow alone where it's at, and it melting on the ground, like on those grounds, you know, and it slowly working its way back wherever it goes, like the um um how it rains. So I'm typing this up, how it rains, for me to like illustrate something. So there's the evaporation, and then the condensation, precipitation, and then the water goes down, and then eventually it goes underwater, and that happens over and over and over again. Naturally, that's what happens. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay, if like this, obviously the snow will naturally recycle itself, you know, without interfering with the natural way of things. Okay, so what I'm talking about is technically interfering with that, for you guys not to live like this, for you guys not to put up with this. So you guys will basically be able to come out and enjoy your fucking nice, beautiful lawn. And if you guys want to go look at some fucking snow, you guys can take a fucking vacation to, drive around. But that snow doesn't have to be on your property. Um, and I know, for me personally, like, I'm broke. I don't have any money. Um, I would be the type of person that like, if I had money, I would have heated. I would have a heated driveway and a heated roof, and all the ice, I will melt it. Like, basically, like, my type of idea of living out there, like in the snow, would be like, let me see, home for sale. um Let me just look it up. Something like this. Even in the snow. You know, you people have have like the heated driveway like this. Like that's nice and everything. That's cool and everything. You guys don't have to get out of the home and deal with the snow. Um, but for me, that's not enough. If I had the money, if I had the money, it would like I said, the roofs would be heated, the driveway would be fucking heated, and I would either pay someone to clean up all this snow and take it away, or I would pay someone to melt it, and I would like flush it down the toilet, or I would do something creative. But my house would look like this. While all the other neighbors' homes are looking like this and shit. And like this one. And like this one. So, obviously, you guys would have to um like not have a ton of fucking plants and shits, like at all. Just fucking grass, and that way the robot can easily clean the snow and fucking get rid of it. Because all these trees it's going to create a problem. I mean, just look at these plants right here. You know, um, to clear this out, all this snow, it's like it's like trying to get fucking a rake in there and fucking trying to get that snow out of there. It just would be very annoying and frustrating. It would be like dealing with all types of leaves. I mean, at least with leaves, you guys can just blow them out. Um, out of the bushes. But snow. So, anyways, having just concrete all around. Just simplify everything. Fuck all these plants. Fuck all this shit. See, like something like this on the left side of the house. See how beautiful this is right here? Whoa. What happened? Just on the left side. Just concrete. Don't look at the right side. That's just doing too much. Especially in extreme conditions like these. Doesn't make sense. Why the fuck you people would even want to have, fucking plants and shit. Look at this shit. Like a snowman, I would have a fucking statue of a fucking snowman, and it would be heated. It will be heated like a water fountain, like this. Whoops. Just a fucking regular fountain, right? That shit will be heated up, and it'll be a fucking snowman. Like this one over here. That way you guys won't even have to deal with all that fucking bullshit. Like kids, you guys want a snowman? There it is. You guys want to play with the fucking snow? Go to the neighbor's house. Fuck all that shit. And not just that, but you guys have to worry about tripping and falling. Let's look at that. How many people slip and fall from snow each year? Or annually. I should have probably just said annually. I said, according to the CDC, about 1 million people are injured from slip and fall on ice and snow each year. About 17,000 of those falls are fatal. See, you guys want to continue fucking around, huh? You guys think this is a fucking joke. That's exactly why I'm thinking about all this shit. Because there's just things that we don't understand. We're still learning as human beings. We're learning as we go. We're beginning to understand that AI technology is a tool to assist us humans, to help us, to aid us. Elon Musk is coming out with the Tesla bots. AI and robotics. Okay? And they're going to be there to help us. They're going to be doing our groceries, cleaning our homes, giving us massages, combing our hair, raising our children. This is the future. So, like, I mean, if I had a family and I was living out there, I would really hate this snow. I would literally pay someone to take that snow and place it somewhere in the backyard. Even if they created a huge fucking mountain of it. And even then, it's not going to guarantee that that all the snow is cleared out. But it will actually cost less to just melt the thin layer that is left behind as opposed to this all of this. A few feet of snow. That's insane. So you guys can actually have, like heated lawns, artificial lawns. I don't know if you guys ever thought about that, but that's a possibility. Artificial turfs. Yeah, artificial turf. Um, so so you guys will be able to have this type of experience, and yeah, it'll be cold outside, but you guys will be able to go outside. You know, like in your snow gear. Um, inside home. So I can picture like a a family inside of their home, like sipping on some coffee. Um, family inside home sipping on coffee. Whatever, fuck my spelling. So so you guys will be able to live like this. I think this is a celebrity. She looks familiar. But anyway, even outside of the home, it would just be like living out here, like this, but without having to worry about the snow. Okay. Barbecue. Um, at a park. So you guys will be able to do this type of thing. Exactly like this. With no fucking snow around. Fuck the snow. That shit could stay at the public library. At the public police stations. At the public parks. No, not the public parks. But, anywhere except my home. And for those of you who also are like in agreement with me, or who also don't like, you guys like the snow, you guys like the weather, but you guys don't want it like on your property. Okay, so anyways, yeah, something like this, you guys will be able to um go out like this. You guys will be able to have your outside time regardless of whatever's happening. Um Especially with the help of the machine that will compact the ice. Okay, That is the most important thing about all of this. You know, because it will only require a little bit of energy as opposed to a ton of energy melting the fuck out of all of it. Okay, so think about it in those along those lines. I'm helping all of you clear out your snow from your properties. Well, these concepts of mine are helping you guys, in a way, clear out your snow. You know, you guys are compacting it and moving it to the side. Even if you guys moved it to the side over here, you know, or somewhere like a designated area. Um, or like I said, if you guys somehow place these cubes like in a water tank for later use. Okay, so like you guys will be able to use this water for other um, for other reasons, or you guys can probably connect it to your lawn if you guys have real lawns, or you guys can place it near a fucking drain. You know, so the water once the ice melts, it will just go to the city. You know, because the city, you know, they care, but they don't really care. You know, their job is to take care of the city and not to enter into private property. Like, for instance, here in California, within the United States of America, um, in the city of Riverside, I'm living with my parents, and their their main water line was leaking. So I helped my dad dig. We we found the leaking. So my so we like got everything that we got everything ready for, and you know, we got like all the preparations. Like we got everything prepped for us to do the soldering. I tried it for the first time in my life and it leaked on me. And then um like a week or two later or a month later, there was another leak. Um like in the front of the house, and then the city guy came and said, "Oh, I can give you guys a ticket for shutting the water off from our valve. You guys have to use your own valve." So luckily we had our own valve, and we told him that. Um, but he was like, "Well, where's the water leak at?" And we're like, "It's all on our side, not the city side, because if it's in the city side, the city takes care of it. Um, but if it's on the private property, then they don't give a fuck. It can leak all year long for all they give a shit." So in the same way, this fucking snow, the snow fucking blocks can be placed somewhere. So when the snow fucking melts, it will just go to the city, fucking streets or whatever. Um, but you guys are just focusing on your property, and your property only, your property alone. Okay, so yeah, um, heated turf lawns, and just going all out with all this stuff, because I mean, what else are you guys spending your money on? What else are you people doing? And if especially if you guys don't have any trees and shit, any plants, you guys can just have some like artificial type of stuff. That's what I'm into, because you don't have to learn when to water plants. You don't have to learn all the basic stuff, the type of fertilizers, you know, what type of weather they like and dislike, all the pros and cons. And then there's thousands of fucking different plants. Fuck all that shit. Fuck that shit. Maybe you guys can get some little, like, tiny little evergreens. Pop them in some fertilizer or whatever. And then there you guys have it. Something small, not big. You don't have to climb no fucking tree to prune it. You don't have to pay a landscaper to come and maintenance your lawn and shit. Just something simple, straightforward, not complicated. And for those of you who have small little yards, this is great for you. You don't have to deal with acres and acres and upon acres, you know. But even if you guys do, um, even if you guys do, you guys will be dealing with big old like tractors like this. Like let's say you guys have, I don't know. For instance, let's say you guys have animals. I don't know what type of animals live in the snow. What type of animals live in snow areas as breeding animals? Okay, as breeding animals. That is the main thing. So if you guys are breeders of snow animals, they'll have plenty of space and room to have fun, to run around, and stuff like that. For example, like if you guys are breeding foxes, Arctic foxes, or maybe even tigers, bobcats, or like deer. Let's say you guys have a ton of deers, because I don't think bobcats will get along. But deers, buffalo, is that a buffalo? Musk ox, mooses, caribou, whatever this is. It's like another deer. If you guys are breeding rabbits, um, Japanese macaque, like it looks like a gorilla monkey of some sorts. Um, like I know a lot of people out here are they're breeding. They breed turtles. They breed birds. They breed dogs. They breed all kinds of animals. So, oh, look at this. These people have sheep. Oh, and there's horses. Keeping warm on the farm. See, like, they can't even have fun. That's not cool. Look at this. So, yeah, we gotta really do something about this. Big time. Because, um, oh, animals that live in the snow. The chipmunk never fails. Ground squirrel. That's what I've seen some of these. Hedgehogs. So, anyways, um, so yeah, like if you guys have those type of animals, this will be super cool for them because they'll at least be able to, go out and walk around and not have to deal with a few feet of snow or even 12 inches of snow or even 6 inches of snow. It's a lot of work to walk through um, that much snow. It makes walking complicated, and running even more complicated. So, so yeah, that's why I'm creating this video to hopefully to inspire some of you to take this to a whole different level, like to take this um past beyond my ideas, you know, because that's what it's all about. It's all about innovation. It's all about providing the best to people and helping our neighbors, and um, making this world into like a better place to live it, safely, and right here statistically, I mean, that's a lot of people. that are dying every single year. 17,000 people. It says the CDC says that these winter conditions cause twice as many fatalities as summer heat. So you guys will have 50% of a greater chance of survival if you guys lived like in California, or like places where there's a lot of heat, according to this. So if 1,000 people are dying in the summer, 2,000 are dying over there. If 17,000 people are dying over there, only half of that are dying over here. Because it says these winter conditions cause twice, double, as many fatalities as summer heats. Twice as many. Twice. Some tips to avoid winter slips and falls include being aware of freeze and thaw cycles, not texting while walking. That's what happened to me. I was recording while walking on the sidewalk, and then I stepped down. I was jaywalking, and when I stepped down the curb, and I, instead of stepping like this, I stepped sideways, and it fucked up my ankle really, really bad. I still have the fucking crutches, but luckily I'm able to walk. But yeah, anyways, not texting while walking. Walking on the grass when possible. It says in 2015 the medical cost for winter slips and falls reached 50 billion. 50 billion. So we can all talk shit, right? We can all talk shit. But I think I'm the best shit talker that will ever fucking live. That ever existed. Because my shit is going to impact many fucking generations to come. And while you people are over there talking shit about God knows what the fuck, I'm over here. If I am talking shit, it's for a probable cause. It's for a plausible cause. It's for reasonable cause. It's for a good cause. It's for a cause that benefits mankind. The only shit I'm talking about is like innovation of vehicles. Okay. Hmm. Wait, innovation or evolution? Um, ev- evolution of vehicles. Okay. So the only shit that I'm talking about is, you know, I'm talking shit on what things were, how things were in the past. I'm talking shit on the past and pointing you people to the future and showing greater possibilities than those we have today. So, like I said, that's the only shit that I'm talking about. The only shit talking I'm doing. Okay? That's the only shit talking I'm doing. I'm talking shit. Yeah, I'm talking shit. You know, but because everyone else is talking shit. But their shit talking is to no avail. Their shit talking is fucking what other people were talking shit about. People before them. Like, quit running your mouth. It doesn't make sense for you people to continue talking shit if it's not going to change the future. You know? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. You know, like, I think my idea is a great one. I think all of my ideas are great because I'm learning. I am. Um, I'm not afraid to admit when I'm in the wrong. As a matter of fact, I was just thinking about that. Back in the day, people assumed that this planet we are in, this round planet that we are in, they assumed that it was flat. So, for you younger generations, the younger generation out there, you younger people, um, you guys can assume, and you guys have the right to assume that we are in the wrong, and it's a possibility that we are because we're all learning. Everyone in the world is fucking learning. We're all just learning. We can't say, that we're 100% correct. Okay? Because that's like, I mean, there is different degrees on certain things, but at the same time, you guys have to be open to other possibilities. You know, that's all I'm saying. Like, don't just look at the diamond from one perspective and one perspective only. Like, don't just look at it from the side. Look at it from the bottom up. Look at it from the top down. Look at it from different angles. Because a lot of us, um, we only want to look at it from our perspective and not from the perspective of others. And some people, they even fight because they don't want to look at life or other people's opinions from their perspective. They just want to look at it from their perspective, their own perspective, and everyone else's perspective is shit. Everyone else's perspective sucks ass except their own. And that's when there's a problem. That's when it's like, wait a minute. Pause for a second. Like, let me just walk away from this crazy arguments because it's not worth my time. There's so many other things to argue about. And, no one wants to spend their fucking time arguing. It doesn't make sense to fucking argue. Like, bitch, blog about it. You want your perspective. You want to share your perspective? Blog about it. Talk about it. But don't argue about it. Doesn't make sense. It's like on the internet. There's different ways of cooking a fucking pie, or a cake, or a piece of bread, a loaf of bread. Everyone has their own opinions. If you people out there, if you don't like someone else's video, and you guys don't like other people's approaches of how they cook or whatever the case may be, you don't sit there and criticize them. You don't say, bro, you're doing it all wrong. That's not the way to fucking do it. Most likely, you people just move on to a whole different fucking video. And that's my point. Okay, I move on. A lot of you people don't know when to move on. You people are stuck. You guys really haven't forgiven people. You're still living this life and bringing up the past. I mean, obviously you haven't forgiven people who have wronged you or hurt you, and you haven't like forgiven yourself, and you haven't like, if you keep bringing it up, what regardless of what it might be, you guys have mental issues. It's all about, like, getting rid of the past, like forgetting about it and moving on. That's true forgiveness. Because someone shared a story with me, and they said it like this. I don't know it word per word, word for word or whatever. But basically, the guy that was sharing the story with me was the forgiveness of sins. Okay? So just bear with me. So he said a lot of people, um, they want to, you know, pull out, um, the guilt cards on others, or they want to pull out the sins that they have committed in the past, or they want to pull out the sins of others that are already covered by the blood of Jesus Christ. And basically, the way that he described, the way that he explained this story to me, he said, it's like if, uh, it's like if, yeah, 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 no, okay, um, so it's like people when so like something dies, whether an animal or a human body, um, and they bury it, you know, and you don't leave a part of it sticking out, so you could come back and analyze it and unbury it and look at it and bury it back up to come back the next day and do to do the same thing all over again. Examine it, pull it out, look at it. Eventually it's rotten. It's nothing but shit. And basically that's what the guy was telling me when he was sharing the story with me, with his like dead corpse idea, this concept of it being a dead corpse or whatever, dead animal. And he said that has been covered by the blood of Jesus Christ. A lot of you motherfuckers out there, you want to continue pulling that shit out. Like, move on. Learn how to move on. If you're still talking about it, bitch, what the fuck does that say? What does that clearly state to everyone around you? What the fuck is it stating to everyone? That you haven't moved on, bitch. That's what the fuck it means. It means that you need to learn how to fucking move on. And how to leave that shit covered by the blood of Jesus Christ. Don't even bring that shit up. Whatever it is. Whatever it is that bothers you, or whatever the case may be. And Satan will even use other people to fucking to come into your life. And the enemy wants you to dig back in your past, or to dig up the shit. Like, it's like someone coming up to you and saying, "Hey, let's take a trip to the fucking sewer." Like, who the fuck wants to go to a sewer? Who wants to spend time? It's like someone saying, "Hey, let's go have a picnic in a fucking sewer." Um, just doesn't make sense. So, anyways, so that's the way I am. I'm 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 fucking describing shit. I'm talking shit, but about, for the greater good of humanity. And I'm talking shit about the past. There's nothing wrong with talking shit about the past. Especially if you guys have great arguments that are going to change, the way that, if it's going to change things, that type of thing. Like, kind of like these farm trucks. Back in the day, they would do all this by hand. Now these people are on a whole different level. They even have a robot that harvests strawberries. See that? So, I honestly, I wouldn't doubt if we see strawberries at the Dollar Trees and 99-cent stores in 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 um in cans. Like can like canned food. Canned food. What's a good example? Corn. Corn. They they stay selling canned food. Corn and canned food. So now that they have these robots and they have so many strawberries now, well, they can easily create some of these, and I'll buy a lot of them. I actually purchased a ton of the whole corn, and I eat it just like that. I spill out the juice, I add a little bit of tapatio, um, tapatio, hot sauce. All right, and I eat it straight from the can. This canister. Okay, so so I'm not talking shit. Times are just changing, and nothing is impossible to those who believe, right? And I'm a hard, firm believer. Believe me, I am. Not in bullshit, not in fantasies, but in the natural realm, the natural reality. Okay, so this idea with the fucking, like this idea that I came up with. I think I think it's great. I think one day we're going to look at these other snow machines and be like, wow, look at what these people used to do. Um, So I don't know exactly, um, how this is going to work, um, and what type of, um, things we can do with snow, but I'm sure we can do something creative with it. I mean, I think if I sat for a while, I can think about something like some stuff to do with these snow cubes or whatever. Um, but I mean, just right now, like on top of my mind, I really don't know. But yeah, maybe I should watch more videos regarding this stuff so I could actually see people do this. So I could learn things that I never thought of. Um, I did think about the machine and it um, having some type of complications if it's left outside. You know, it it could have complications. So I think that the machine should be left um, either running as it's like snowing, so I could easily and effortlessly compact the snow, and so that it won't freeze. Um, because if it freezes, then I don't know how we can get it unfrozen. So obviously, this machine would have to be stored in a garage or in a shed or something like that. And I was actually I was watching some videos. Oh yeah, it was these guys that were basically they they're dedicating their lives to reduce plastic waste. And so they recycle certain types of plastics and they reuse them in products. Okay? Um and they sell them. So it's a for-profit company, but at the same time, it costs money for them to recycle the plastic, okay? Because they have to heat it and melt it, um, and stuff like that. Okay, so someone has to pay them to keep them operating as a business. Okay, and obviously they're selling their stuff. Okay, I'm assuming. But anyways, they were using some. I think it's a hydraulic system, and it basically compacts. It it squashes down the molds, and it squashes them down so that the plastic. It basically acts like a plastic injection mold. Um, that type of uh, concept or logic. Basically, it permits the plastic to have full coverage. Um, and without this, I don't know if they use a lever and just use, you know, like a clamp. Um, but I think they were using a hydraulic system. But I think even like waste management trucks, they have hydraulic systems. Waste management um, trucks, uh, hydraulic hydraulic system. And then it says diagram. Maybe I should look at the diagram. But hopefully, just with these keywords, we can look at the hydraulic system. And basically, the hydraulic system helps to lift the arms as well as to compress the trash, the garbage, towards the back, because the trash gets dumped right here in the front of the truck, the front of the container, and then it gets squashed towards the back, gets pushed towards the back. And I know this because I heard it before, and it was like, um, it was like so it was like literally pushing, you know, hundreds of pounds like nothing, if not thousands of pounds. Like if I try to push a bag, like a ton of bags, I won't even be able to move it. I wouldn't be able to push it. But with these hydraulic systems, these things can move fucking mountains, man. Oh, and the arm. The arm is another thing. I mean, some of these cans, I mean, sometimes they get so overloaded that we can't, like, I can't even handle the freaking trash can. It's so heavy. I'm just like, ugh. Sometimes I even have to, like, grab it like this and, like, walk the freaking trash can all the way to the streets. And this thing is taking all of the trash cans. All of them. So there you guys have it. So, I don't know how this thing should be designed. I don't know how you people will design it. I don't know what the best approaches would be to take. Um, but maybe existing companies with these type of snow removal like ideas or machines, um maybe you guys can create something like this, um to help people um get that unwanted snow permanently, like away from their home or whatever, right? Because who wants to be dealing with all that? I mean, to me, it sounds like a nightmare. Having to get up every day, freezing snow, just to like clear out your driveway, even if you're not going out for the day. I mean, that sounds like a lot of bullshit to me. I think if someone doesn't clear it out at least once a week, then maybe they should get fined. But not every fucking day. Unless you people want to go out, then that's different. But for someone just living, staying at home, working from home, or whatever the case may be, sounds like a lot of bullshit to me. Just doesn't make sense. Um, but maybe these ice cubes can be donated to the water companies, or something. I don't know. I guess I would just leave all that up to you guys, because I don't know what you guys can use the ice for. The ice cubes. But they could technically be shipped. But that's when it'll go into legal stuff. And a lot of people won't like the idea of the ice getting shipped out of their own community, because that can cause severe global warming and other unforeseen consequences. So um so yeah, like I think that I think that you guys out there should I think that you guys should like really have some serious discussions regarding all this stuff, because it's coming. You know, this stuff, people are smart. And hydraulics, it doesn't take a lot of power and energy to operate hydraulics. Okay? Especially if you guys can create, especially if you guys can remove, let's say, a ton of ice. Let me see, how much is a ton? I think a ton is either 1,000 or 10,000 pounds. How many pounds equals to a ton? 2,000. Okay, so let's say, let's say you people out there are, maybe it requires $10 to melt a ton of ice, as opposed to the hydraulic system only costing $5 or less. So at the end of the day, the hydraulic system beats electricity. And electricity, it will probably cost more. I just have to look into that. So let me see here. How much energy is required to melt 1 ton of ice? It says 288,000 BTUs. 1 pound of ice requires 144 BTUs to melt. The amount to melt 1 ton of ice is 288,000 BTUs, whatever. 144 times 2,000, dividing that over 24 hours. 1 ton of refrigeration equals 12,000 BTU hour. 288,000 / 24. If the ice melts in 24 hours, the rate is 12,000 BTUs per hour. This is the definition of a ton of refrigeration. The latent heat of fusion is the energy required to change a substance from a solid to a liquid state at a constant temperature. For ice, this latent heat is approximately 334,000 J / kg. Okay, so whatever this is, because this is the answer here. So let's copy this and let's paste it in here. Of electricity, what would it cost per day? Like for the day or whatever. Electricity calculator, free calculator. Okay, how much electricity does a 12,000 B2 air conditioner use per day? So it's $5. How much does it cost to run a 12,000 BTU air conditioner 24/7, assuming the air conditioner has an energy efficiency ratio ER of 10? The daily consumption is 28.8 kWh kilowatts per hour, with an average electricity cost of 15 cents per kilowatt per hour. The daily cost is $4.32. It still doesn't make sense to me. How much does it cost to run a 10,000 BTU air conditioner for heater? Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for, a heater, right? Because it's heated driveway. How much does it cost to run a 12,000 BTU heater? Okay, if you have a 12,000 BTU unit and it has a 20 SEER rating, you will use 600 watts, consuming 0.600 kilowatts every hour. If you then factor in the price of electricity, which in PA is about 13.57 cents per kilowatts per hour. So if you run this mini split for 8 hours a day, it's going to cost you about $1 a day to run this mini split. Okay, so would it be easier? Because I was looking at the. Okay, give me a minute here. The divider barrels. Bowels. Divider. Oh, bowls? Divider barrels. Okay. Barrels. Divider barrels. Okay, so I was looking at these divider barrels on free ways. Okay, and they're filled with water. Okay, and so I was thinking, like, would it be better to melt it or to turning into an ice cube. So if it's more affordable to melt it, which won't be that bad, you just go out there with a shovel and then place it in a heater, and then the water would just melt and flow into a container like this, and then it will naturally turn into an ice cube, a retained ice cube. That water will be contained and, you know, preserved. Um, so, you know, would it be would it be wise? What would be the wiser thing to do? To melt it and place it in these containers, or to make ice cubes out of them, with the compressing the snow together. um, because I don't really know the answer to that. I mean, because I don't know if I'm doing the math correctly or not, but 13 cents per kilowatt per kilowatt hour. Um, how much does it cost to run a 30,000 BTU water heater? So this one was like $5. No, $1. So times two, it'll be 24,000. So that would be $2. So this is like two something. BTUs, a 30,000 BTU heater costs about 28 cents to 80 cents per hour to run. BTUs, or British thermal units, measure energy. Most two-car garages need a 45,000 BTU heater for efficient heating, while three-car garages need 60,000 BTUs. So that's 1, 2, 4, 5, $5, according to this other post or whatever. Says $1. I think I'm doing the math right. $1? It doesn't sound right. I mean, especially when you guys have your driveways looking like this and all this snow. Something is not adding up here. But that, I guess that's just for the garage. It says while 3-car garages need 60,000 BTUs. That's just for the garage. That's not including the house and everything else. Okay, let's look up a different question. How much money does it cost to heat up a home in winter months in the snow? According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, EIA, so this stands for, again, U.S. Energy Information Administration. So the EIA stands for Energy Information Administration. The average winter heating bill is expected to increase from $1,025 to $1,202. This would be the highest figure in over a decade. The EIA, Energy Information Administration, also expects homeowners to pay between 5% and 28% more than last year to heat their homes. Here are some estimated winter heating expenditures. Electricity, 1,357 in 2022 through 2023, 1,374 in 2023 through 2024. So the price went up $20. Average of all sources, 1,118 through 2022 through 2023, 1,106 in 2023 through 2024. 2024. The Energy Information Administration also estimates that the average home primarily fueled by heating oil will pay around $1,850 this winter. This is about 200% more than homes fueled by natural gas. The Energy Information Administration expects U.S. households that heat with natural gas or are in the West will spend less on heating costs this winter than last winter. So yeah, pretty much, I mean, that's just for the home. That's not for melting ice. So I'm assuming you people don't have the money to melt the ice. Okay? And that's okay. That's why I'm sharing these ideas with all of you. You know, this one along with this new current idea, along with the other ideas I had. Okay? Because it's still a part of this whole idea. Okay? Regarding snow and stuff like that. Um, and I think that the machine should be operated with electricity. Okay? Because who the fuck wants to go get gas, fuel? Just plug the thing in the garage. Use your extension cords. Go outside, and the machine will. Either you guys are shoveling it in, or it naturally, channels it through the machine and compresses it naturally or mechanically, and basically creates these bundles. But either way, I think that electricity would be the best approach, like this. So somehow it's picking it up, it's feeding it in here, and then it compresses it, and then it spits it out. It transfers it to the back. So the same can be true with this other machine. Okay? It'll do the same thing. It'll collect a ton of ice. It will compact it. And then you guys can add, it will add more or something like that. And it'll compact that ice. It'll collect more and compact that ice. But I'm kind of thinking of a rapid machine that will do it very rapidly and compress the ice, like super fast, and like one stretch, like this, from the beginning of the driveway to the end of the driveway. It will basically make one solid cube. Okay? And then either it will dump it out right there, or you guys can take the machine somewhere where you want this ice to be, wherever you want to stack them up or place them, on a small scale. So I don't know. I really, I mean, there's just so many so many designs and ideas. So I'm thinking just taking it to your desired location, out of sight, out of mind. And you guys will also be able to do this to the rest of your lawn. I mean to the rest of your property. So I'm thinking like a dual function. So it will be able to um where the fuck is my image at? Did I close it? Fuck. Oh no, it's right here. Okay, so so it will be able to collect the ice by itself. That, or the person will be able to shovel the snow into the machine. And it actually reminds me of, I remember my friend had a quick herb. And basically it's a machine that pours the the edge master gerb, whatever. So basically the concrete is poured in here and the machine compacts it and it makes like yeah, this type of stuff here for gardens or whatever, for homes. Okay, and I actually work with this, like with my friend back in the day. My other cousins did as well, and my family members. But the machine, maybe let me see. Hold on. Quick curb machine. How does it work? Like if I didn't know. That way I could show it to you guys. Okay? That way I can kind of share this idea with you guys. Okay, so this is a perfect example right here. See this? The concrete is poured in here and the machine is creating this nice, smooth, solid design. And there is patterns over here. Okay? There's different patterns. It's kind of like baseboards for a home or crown molding. There's different designs, there's different looks, you know. So the same is true with these little things here. Okay, so over here it looks like they're using an engine, and it looks like a gas engine. Okay. Um, but we can make it out of electricity. That way, you guys won't have to worry about gasoline and going to the store, purchasing the fucking gas. You know, everyone has electricity for the most parts. Anyways, so, oh yeah, see, these are the different designs here. But yeah, it's a simple little machine. There's nothing really complicated about it. So, yeah, that's pretty much like what I'm trying to describe to all of you. Um, but okay, over here, like this thing doesn't have material to pick up to dump in here by its own. So let's assume that there's snow on this side. So the operator would either push it this way or they would remotely operate it to go forward. And as it's moving forward, the ice will get pushed with the sliders. Like we can create sliders, and these sliders can be divided to the right and to the left, and the snow can fall to the back or something like that. I don't know. And then it can like squash it. Squash. Um, but obviously, this is a different design. This is leaving the stuff behind. So like, why would anyone want to do all of that? But anyway, it's just the crazy things people do for money. So these guys are doing it on a big scale. Look at that. That's crazy. That's insane right there. That's pretty cool. Look at this one. Damn. So anyway, yeah, just just food for thought. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know what's better. I'm still like learning myself. But yeah, these are just my own ideas. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys like my ideas. Um, I mean, it sounds like it's serious because you know, like the statistics stated earlier, um, 17,000 fatalities and 1 million injured or something like that. I forget the math, but yeah, it's not a joke. And then it contributed, it equal to $50 billion. So how is this really going to help people? And you know, will it reduce injuries possibly? You know, so we have to question that, and then um, also the second one is will it save people money at the end of the day? And you know, that's a question mark, and for all of us to to discuss, hopefully like through a forum or something, like you professionals out there. Hopefully you guys can figure all of this out, because I mean, I don't know. I mean, for I mean seriously, think about this. I mean, it might sound crazy, but I know that I'm not tripping, because they even created a machine. There's a machine out there. It's a leaf like vacuum without any whatever vacuum. Okay, it's right here, Home Depot. Oh, and leaf vacuum leaf blowers. Okay, so this one right here is going for 219, $219 for this particular one right here. Okay, Lawn and Garden brand, 40-volt vac attack cordless leaf vacuum mulcher with 5.0 AH. I don't know what that stands for. Battery and charger. Okay, so see, the leaf vacuum. There's another one over here for $469. Probably a bigger battery, stronger vacuum. So, anyways, I'm bringing this up because, you know, maybe we can come up with, like, um, like a machine that will siphon the snow and deliver it to the containers, the divider barrels on freeways, into the barrels. Okay, so you guys can have a ton of barrels, and if you guys have some way to place the snow in there, um, basically it'll be like cleaning your yard and placing like the leaves and grass and everything in trash trash cans, trash containers. um so yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, I don't know. This is it's mind-boggling. But I'm sure you people will figure it out. It's out there. Um, but that's all I can say for right now. Unless I brainstorm further and come up with more ideas. For the most part, this is all I have right now. So I'm going to end this video right now. I'm going to end it. I'm done recording. I feel like I'm repeating myself now. So, over and out. Over and out.